Welcome back. Today, as we pause and connect with the presence of God at the beginning of our time together, I'm going to use, I'm not sure if it's a prayer, but it's a quote from C.S. Lewis. I'll read the quote and then we'll pause. Breathe slowly, breathe deeply, quieten our hearts and connect with the presence of God who's all around us. Here I am in the presence of a mystery. Here I am in the presence of a presence who transcends, surpasses, overflows and exceeds every attempt at definition, description, and even conception. Here you are, whoever you are, however similar or dissimilar you are to my preconceived notions of you. May the real I and the real you become present to one another, here and now. Amen. We're open to you, Lord, the real you. Reading today, John 1 verses 47 through to 49. When Jesus saw Nathanael approaching, he said of him, "Here truly is an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." "How do you know me?" Nathanael asked. Jesus answered, "I saw you while you were still under the fig tree before Philip called you." Then Nathanael declared, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God, the King of Israel." Imagine this is the first time that Jesus actually met Nathanael, and yet he describes to Nathanael a scene that clearly surprised Nathanael that Jesus knew about this. If you wind back time to the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve took the forbidden fruit and they ate what they knew they ought not to eat, they were filled with a sense of shame. Shame is that thing that says inside of us, I am not enough. Guilt is something where we feel I've done something wrong. Shame is much deeper. Shame is where we feel I am something wrong. Adam and Eve felt shame in that moment. Their reaction was, I don't want to face anybody anymore. I'm going to go and hide. I really love to read these days of what God's first reaction to that incident was. For years I thought that God was cross with them, that he came to tell them off. He came looking for them to give them a piece of his mind, as it were. I read that so differently now. It says that he came in the cool of the day, which is when he would typically go for a walk with Adam and Eve. It's hard to imagine what would that have looked like. But anyway, God comes in the cool of the day, as he usually did. And he doesn't chastise. He doesn't tell them off. He's looking for them. Where are you? I get the sense that he felt their pain. He felt their shame. He understood what it was that they were feeling and wanted to connect with them in the way that he always did. But they chose to hide. Just like Jesus knew Nathanael and he'd spotted him somehow under the fig tree. He knew about him, was able to speak stuff that was right in the center of his heart. Jesus knows everything about us. He knows our physical form, its beautiful parts and its less beautiful parts. And he knows the insides of us. He knows the movements of our hearts, the intentions of our hearts. He knows our deepest desires, our longings. He knows where we're hurt and where we're wounded. He knows every emotion that we feel. I noticed a really strong reaction in myself to one of the spiritual practices around contemplation, when the person who was guiding a gentle meditation just was giving some instructions, things like quieten your heart, notice your breathing, slow everything down. And then they gave an invitation, which I found really odd and found it really quite hard to respond to. And they simply said, now just sit and allow the Lord to look at you in whatever way he wants. I felt quite disturbed. I felt ashamed, I think, and felt that sense of, what does God want to look at? What will he see? What does he think? Oh, I don't know if I feel comfortable about being so exposed to say, here I am, look at me however you will. Crazy, really. He knows us inside out. I found myself doing exactly what Adam and Eve did, trying to hide. All God wanted to do was be close. He wanted me to be known and loved. So let's pause and use some of that in a moment of contemplation. I'm going to ask that we do exactly that invitation that the spiritual guide gave me in that moment. I'm going to do to you. Let's just sit. Open ourselves. So have an open posture and allow the Lord to look at you in whatever way he wants. And as you sit open, letting God look, notice what goes on in your heart and be ready to bring that to prayer. Lord, thank you for your long and loving gaze. Thank you for your smile. We open up every aspect of ourselves. Come, look at us however you will. Say whatever you will. We know that you have our best interest at heart, that you smile on us, and that you lay before us a path that takes us towards life. Amen. See you tomorrow.